Sin, 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 Sin City wasn't.
I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake.
There are a lot of things that I regret doing, but nothing comes close to watching this movie. When I was 14 or 15, I decided to watch Midori, and after watching it, something just snapped, something inside of me. And I'm not talking about the Dragon Ball meme, I'm talking about my sanity. It literally just stood up and said, alright, I'ma head out. Now, let me ask you a question. What is the most disgusting anime that exists? Is it A, Redo of Healer? B, BOKU no PICO, and I would rather die than to search it up? Or is it C, Midori? Now, B is obviously the correct answer if you're not a pedophile. But what if I told you that Midori will make you vomit regardless of what you are? So before I start, I gotta say that I'm gonna have to do some very heavy censoring in this video. But if you're not scared, bring your nuts and or labia, hop into my magical school bus, kiss me on the lips, and let's start watching this shit. So the movie starts off with an opening scene that I cannot show. And one thing that I forgot to mention is that I could not find this movie for the life of me with English subtitles. So what I have to do is show this whack-ass 240p video that I found on YouTube and just try my best to remember what happened. So we meet this girl named Midori. She's selling flowers so that she could pay for her school trip. Reminds me of Aerith. So she meets this man who looks like he came straight from Yarnam, and he tells her that should she ever be in trouble, come find me at this address. And let me tell you that that was the start of her demise. So Midori is taking care of her sick mother, and one day she notices that her mother isn't responding to anything, and it turns out that rats have fucking eaten her insides, bro. And for some reason, the neighbors start talking smack. Hey, did you hear about our neighbor? No, I didn't. Well, her vagina was eaten by rats. That must be what happens when her husband doesn't give it to her. So with no one to take care of her, Midori goes to that Yarnam looking nigga. So she goes to the address and ends up getting kidnapped by these circus freaks. The next part, I'm gonna censor, man. Holy fuck, bro. So one day Midori wakes up to hear the circus freak shagging. And oh, the nigga's licking her eyes, bro. To be honest with you, I actually regret making this video. So she goes outside, and it turns out that she found some puppies that she's taking care of. So when she leaves, this nigga pulls up, and you can guess what he was doing with the dogs. Now they're eating dinner, and everyone's like, this some good ass meat. Hey nigga, how'd you get this? We ain't got no money. Nah, I didn't buy this. This is dog meat. Later in the movie, we meet this tiny ass nigga. He ain't got no bones, so he's able to go inside of a bottle. Now the nigga gets up and then he starts to rizz up Midori.
Sin, 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 Sin City wasn't.
I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake.
Now Midori is like 14 years old and this nigga's like 50. And surprisingly enough, this is the least weird moment of the show. So the nigga with no arms that looks like a mummy wants to apologize to Midori. Now her husband sees this, and then this nigga's like, oh, this armless toilet roll wearing ass nigga wants to touch upon my girl? I don't think so, bitch. So while he's walking, the nigga just falls halfway into the back rooms, and then he meets a clone of himself. Who are you?
I am the pillager of Twilight, Arsene!
So this part, I don't really remember much of it. But what I do remember is that this nigga wants Midori to come be in the movie. And her husband's like, bitch, get that shit out of here. Later in the movie, he's trying to perform his bottle trick. But he can't concentrate because these niggas are heckling him. So then the nigga said fuck it and decided to bust out his magic. So yes, this is a very, very short video, but I'm sorry, like, this just is so much that happens that I cannot say, and there's also so much that I cannot remember. Remember, it's been 3 years since I've watched this, I can barely remember anything. But anyways, let's move on to one of the last moments. So their boss ran off with all of the money, so just like any group, they split up. Now I don't really understand this scene of the movie, and I don't want to, but for some reason, everyone's like, they're happy, they love each other, they're saying goodbye to Midori and shit. I don't know why they suddenly love each other, but what I do know is that I busted out laughing when this nigga came to say goodbye.
Oi, Midori! Taco Vanilla Swirl with Cookie Crunch microwave? Shut your bubblegum dumb.
So Midori and her husband are walking. He goes off to take a shit. While he's walking, this nigga pulls up and then shanks him in the gut. So Midori runs away to find him. And she's like, yo, where the fuck is this nigga? But then she meets up with all of the circus freaks. Like this scene right here, it's gotta be fake. Nigga for some reason has long hair again. And her husband's alive and well. So she picks up a baseball bat and tries to murder them. Oh, that was it, finally. This video was short, very short, and for a very good reason too. Never in my whole life have I ever gotten scared watching something. Now, I don't recommend this movie. Don't watch it. Unless you have a war-hardened stomach like me, you're either gonna vomit, cry, or just be deeply disturbed. Fucking hell, this video took so long to make. Now, these subtitles, I do not know what language that is. I had to sit still and try to remember what happened. But anyways, I'ma head out, probably vomit, probably die, one of the two, I don't really care.
Booyala booyala mama eh, booyala booyala mama eh, booyala booyala mama eh, booyala booyala mama eh.